Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
It's Monday Night Football here at Farmingdale State College as the scene shifts to the Nassau Class AA semifinals. The champs are here. Garden City, the defending state champions, taking on the Marines of Long Beach. It's the number 1 seed and the number 4 seed right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Tonight's action is sponsored by Orlin & Cohen as well as Lifestyle Sports. Hello, pleasant good evening, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Rob Anderson. For the first of 2 Nassau AA semifinals, we'll have Calhoun and Southside. That'll be tomorrow. But tonight, the main event is Garden City and Long Beach. It's a team in Garden City that reigning state champions. You know, you've often said, you know, act like you've been there. Well, they've been there. They've done that. And they're looking for more. And they're facing a team in Long Beach that wants to get there. They believe they should be there. So it's the one team that's been there and the other team that wants to and thinks they have every right to be there.
And that is it. It's not really, to me, a Davy and Goliath situation because Long Beach, they leave it all out there. They've got guts. They're led by Leo Palacio. He's a great coach. A team that played in the AAAs last year came down here and performed dominantly in the doubles. But you're going up against the state champs. What a run they had up in Middletown. A team that could play technical. They're smart. They're winners. So today we're in for quite a treat.
We start with Long Beach. They are the number 4 seed in this tournament. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna backtrack a second. Let's show you how these two teams got here first. And you see a larger bracket, right, than the other classifications, but you can see how Garden City, right, a 7-0 win over a Cary team that we won't talk about the team they beat before. It was only 1-0, though, so you
only 1-0
against them.
Only 1-0.
And on the other side, obviously, look at Long Beach there. Tighter games, right, that 1-0 an overtime win at home against Manhasset. It was that kind of a win as we bring you back in to see Long Beach here live where that gave them even added confidence. Look, it's a very confident group. They have belief, even you would dare say a little bit of swagger, right? And they also have a chip on their shoulder. They nobody talks about us. Nobody believes in us. We know about Garden City, and we want to prove ourselves. We want to prove that we're in that same weight class. And Long Beach, as we were about to say, 4th seed, 11-2-3, again, coming off that big win over Manhasset.
And to talk to that win about Manhasset in the regular season, Manhasset only lost their 3 games, 2 to Southside, 1 to that Malvern East Rockaway team, but only 3 losses. They came out very strong. And Long Beach comes in and picks them off 1-0 in a battle where Manhasset easily could have been in this situation. Shows that they are battle-tested. Cary, like you said, I got to see that team up close as well. Good defensive team. Garden City kind of took it away early and just ran with it and held down the fort. So pads are a little different to get here, but we'll see if the battle-tested versus the East plays a role.
Let's take a look at the players to watch for Long Beach. On the left side, it's Dominic Mendoza. He's your junior left midfielder. One of the best 1v1 wingers, his coaches believe, in Nassau County. And he's a guy, one of those guys, right, Rob, that he wants to put his name out there today, right? If you perform well against Garden City, the whole county notices, and that's what he's looking to do. And on the other side, as a center back, a 3-year starter, is Gavin O'Grady. When they last made it to the county semifinals at Mitchell Athletic Complex, O'Grady was a starter on that team as a right back. Now he's playing as a center back.
Yeah, he's a leader, junior, but a leader. He's vocal. He gets everybody moving back there. Phenomenal soccer player, and still has another year left. Mendoza, as you said, Dylan, biggest stage, big things. Hopefully he gets something done today.
Garden City, a team certainly used to the big stage, right? Number 1 seed, 15-2 this year. They're a team that, look, they wanted additional challenges this year. So what do? They went out and they scheduled a ridiculous non-conference schedule, right? They played St. Peter's Prep. They played the number 1 ranked team in the country in St. Benedict's. They went out, they played Shoreham Wading River. Now, did they win all those games? No, but they certainly won a lot more than they lost. 15-2 on the year. Battle-tested team, no doubt. And they're a team that's looking to repeat. The story about them in previous years, right, was, yeah, they're good in the regular season, but then they get knocked off in the postseason. Well, they erased any talk of that last year emphatically with that incredible undefeated run. Now they're back for more.
Yeah, Dylan, I mean, you said it. Everything you said is true. They did have that little bit of a reputation. But then again, this organization, this team decided we're going to go out and set up a non-league schedule because we understand the competition we're going to see at the state level. And those non-leagues are huge in their schedule. They had, a good conference, but they made it that much better by adding the non-leagues, especially the St. Benedict's. You're going up against a big, big dog right there.
Yeah, and that was in New Jersey, one of their 2 defeats of the year. Their other to Shoreham Wading River, which actually snapped a 31-game unbeaten streak for Garden City. We meet 2 of the top Trojans here today. On the left, it's Jack Klein. He is your left wing, a senior, a captain who played right wing a year ago, and Thomas Fargione for 2 years now. He, along with Charlie Coster, have really anchored that center back line for Garden City.
Yeah, names we talked about quite a bit. Jack Klein is a stud. He's got great vision and now has a lot more control as far as moving the ball through the field. And Forgione, he's a big body out there, tough to deal with in the air, 50-50s, physical, fantastic player down there in the middle.
So those are our players to watch. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, those guys from Long Beach. And the Marines, they're going to come out in a 4-4-2, but don't be surprised if that's not going to look more like a 4-4-1-1 with a false number 9 because of the numbers that Garden City has in the midfield. But they start left to right in the back. It's De Los Santos, Infante, O'Grady we mentioned, as well as Reyes. Your midfield 4, it's Mendoza, Morin, Saravia, who's got 19 assists on the year, as well as Sibu Mana. If you're a wrestling fan, you know that name. He is that 2-time state champion in wressling. And up front, you've got Amantia and Heidefus. And in goal for Long Beach, it is Vance Ganis. 67 saves. A guy who took his junior year off. He is back, and he's been huge for this Long Beach side.
Yeah, huge is the word, and he's a big boy in net. He's got great range, mobility, and those hands are absolutely incredible. You think he's got stickum on him. He's a great netminder in Long Beach. Happy to have him.
So those are your starters for Long Beach. Let's meet the starters for Garden City. And the Trojans, they will operate out of a 4-3-3 formation. Left to right in the back, it's Egan, Fargione, Coster, and Cooper. The same 4 that you're used to seeing all season long. In the midfield, Schreier is your number 6. Dylan Fisher, who scored a hat trick against Cary in the quarterfinals. He is the number 8. And a little bit of a change from what we're used to, just because this is a healthy team now. Jack Costa operating as the number 10. Left to right up front, you've got a couple more Jacks, Klein and Shore. And you've got that prototypical number 9 big target forward in Oliver Williams. In goal for Garden City, it's Michael Karcher, a guy who's had to wait his turn, sat behind Ian Pupke, was patient. Now it is his job, and he has done excellent with it.
He certainly has done excellent, and I got to meet Michael in the summer. We had a professional tryout at Malvern High School. He got the call for 3 days, got trained up against pros, looked great, met Dad. He's dedicated to his craft and got so much better during the regular season as well as the summer. There's Michael. Good kid, too, Dylan, I'll tell you. Really class act.
The winner of this game will take on the winner of tomorrow's game between Southside as well as Calhoun. Top 4 seeds have made it. Let's take a look at the keys here today for today's game.
Well, Long Beach, it's stay organized. If you make a mistake, you're going to pay for it. So shut down their wings. Make sure that your outside backs are doing their job. Try not to get the crosses in there and counter quickly. We'll see that. Counterattacks are how you want to try to catch Garden City. For Garden City, possess with a purpose. That's a key to every game. That's how they work. Be prepared for the counterattack. So obviously the notes are there. And use their big game experience. We've alluded to that. New York State champions ready to make another run.
Yeah, along those lines, how about this note that we got from Garden City? Of their, 18 seniors that they have, that's combined for like 40-plus seasons of experience. So these are guys, right, who have had an incredible run, and they're looking to continue that here tonight at Farmingdale State College. We'll have the opening kickoff when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net. Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
And what a great way to also start this broadcast. Right in the middle, Mr. Instagram, Varsity Media Zone, Oyster Bay's head coach. Look at that, Bayman, all smiles. Happy birthday, Brian Donahue. Good buddy of mine, good buddy of the booth. Go to Nassau Instagram, and you can see him up on the screen there in the middle getting the high fives.
He's got this game face on over there.
He's such a great guy, right? He's got a game face, but then he's all smiles. He's a goof behind the scenes. So happy birthday, Brian. Scorpio.
I have to admit, and actually I hadn't told Brian this, but I am a regular viewer of the Sunday night. That's a lot of fun. What he has there. A lot of times it's his analysis. He's getting a lot of questions peppered and thrown at him. Then on top of that, he'll have a team. They'll have watch parties. It's such a cool thing. That he does on the gram, and I am a big fan of that on Sunday nights.
Now that you put it out there, Dylan, I think you might have just put yourself in a situation to be invited as a guest, which he does want to start doing, just so you know. He wants to have some guests. I'm sure he'd love to have you on. And, yeah, guys, tune in on Sunday. He's got the breakdowns, and just to be so interactive with them gives him a look at the athletes so much differently than the rest of us. So happy birthday, bud. Love you.
It's a clear and cool evening here at Farmingdale State College. 52 degrees, terrific fall soccer weather, especially if you're out there running the field, right? It feels like, we haven't had the feels like temperature in a while, right? Feels like 50. As you see the Marines on that side taking a little team picture before the start of this one. It's their second trip in the last 3 years to the Final Four, and we mentioned before their previous trip was a loss to Manhasset. Manhasset then came here in what was one of the greatest finals that you'll ever have, then beat Garden City, handing them their first loss to win the 2023 championship game in overtime. Long Beach, listen, you know, we spoke with them ahead of this, and what was the part of the keys that we mentioned is also, listen, like, we need to be on point. Like, the moment that there's a mistake, Garden City will punish you. And then when they get a goal, usually the second goal after that comes in quick succession. So it's certainly something that the boys at Long Beach are wary of. But, again, man, it's a team with some swagger, right? It's what you like to see. They will not be intimidated by Garden City. No doubt about that. Again, they believe they belong on this stage. Tonight now is their chance to prove it.
Yeah, you said it, Dylan, and a chip on their shoulder, I think. You know, Long Beach is a big community, tight-knit community. They got that Southie attitude, you know, a little swagger there. And, you know, I played a bunch of these guys. You know, they played in the Summer League as well. I've seen them. We've known Leo Palacio forever. He brings a certain charm to this team as well. So they certainly are battlers and want to take on Garden City. They're happy to do it. And like you said, Garden City takes advantage of mistakes. So play well, Long Beach.
And I love this, too. There's Dania Sibumana, not a soccer guy, right? Like, he is a state wrestling champion. And a lot of what he does to win state championship would get him a red card tonight. But what he's going to do is he's going to track, he's going to run for days, and he's going to help out the right back in terms of defending, right? There's no expectation that he's going to score a goal, but I love that he's part of this team for a second straight year because he just wants to be part of it, be part of the boys, and help them get what would be, no doubt, even though it's not a David and Goliath situation, it still would be an upset here.
Absolutely. He's a big, strong boy, and he can get one of those ones that you clean up, but keep an eye on him out there. Fantastic athlete.
Long Beach has also said in our conversation leading up to it, and it was certainly terrific to speak with their assistant coach, Sam Fialos, a fifth-year assistant, class of 2020. He said, look, we know Garden City, they're going to have the ball. We know that, but they've got to be compact. They've got to be good defensively. And then, as you mentioned, when you get a chance, we have to be clinical with our counters.
Absolutely. They have the speed with Nick Amatia up there.
Yes, Costa plays it in, and nobody there, so it'll be a throw for Long Beach.
Throwing for Long Beach.
So even though Long Beach has been at this stage, not on this field. Again, 2 years ago, that was at Mitchell Athletic Complex, so we'll see if that is a factor at all. As they play back to Karcher. Very good with his feet. You kind of have to be, right, if you play on this Garden City team, especially with their style.
And right now, you notice, I think Long Beach being a little cautious, not pressing too hard. They're sending Amantia up there, but for the most part, just kind of letting Garden City set up.
Yeah, again, they'll concede possession, certainly on that side of the field. Nice pass, and here comes Dylan Fisher. Fisher, an outside back last year, moved centrally this year. Lays it off to the right. Cooper with the cross into the box. It's bouncing around the mix, and it will go wide of Ken Gannis's goal.
And like you said, Dylan Fisher scoring a hat trick versus Cary, and I think you know Dad's alma mater as well, class of 92, the class I was supposed to be in with him. A great goalkeeper by all his standards, Nassau Community College soccer coach, and some pedigree there for sure. Dylan looks great this year.
He does, and as such, as being a coach's son, has that soccer IQ to go with it as well. I go back years with Fish, going back to when he was the head coach at the Brooklyn Knights, and service from Cooper to feet, cleared away. Expect that from Long Beach as well. They're going to have no nonsense defending. They're not looking to possess out of the back. Here comes Cooper with the throw. Finds the foot of Fisher. Fisher keeps it alive. And there's Jack Costa. Fisher clips it in. Dangerous ball. But there is Ken Gannis to pick it up.
That is as dangerous as it gets. A really nice service into the box as we get a second look. And a nice save there. Not as easy as it looks, folks, that one-handed scoop.
So now Long Beach, they have not had a lot of the ball their first 4 minutes here, but they will possess. This is De Los Santos. They call him Chewy. One of the Long Beach heritage guys, brother Jesus, won a conference title. Here he is to throw the ball in. Has a great mentality, lefty, cross the ball in. First game of the year, how about a couple of assists against New Hyde Park? Good way to start things off for the Marines.
One of those guys that will get involved in the play, can overlap and come out. I think he's going to be a little more cautious to start this one, but can get involved in the offense as he gets the service here.
So here's De Los Santos. With his left, clips it in, far side, headed cleared. And you saw there just what Sibumana can bring. Chasing down that loose ball. And again, he will absolutely run for days. When you're as high a level wrestler as he is, right, like you are better conditioned than pretty much anybody else on that field.
And you're certainly going to need it today. You can already see Garden City moving the ball really well. Long Beach, though, not giving into the chase right now, which is impressive. They're playing like a nice zone, forcing them outside.
Yeah, Trojans looking to use the width of the field. They will be patient. Tommy Schreier plays it. Gets the return pass. Now they'll go central, maybe a little 1-2. Left-footed shot, that's blocked. That was Klein with the attempt.
Oliver Williams right there. He's just getting in the right place at the right time. Big-bodied, number 17 there in the middle. 12 goals on the regular season.
Yeah, you and I are big fans of the English Premier League, and he's, he looks that part, right, of that old school English center forward, that classic number 9. Good combination, clip ball far post, and that will go over. And look, my fandom, I have it right here, my keychain.
Like you do.
Newcastle United, and looks the part of my favorite all-time player, Alan Shearer.
He does. He certainly does. He's got that build, and you can see like that perfect posture. Just looks like a striker, and in the right place. He's just going to stay right in the middle.
And look at this, right off the goal kick, an opportunity for Garden City. I actually thought it was almost right on cue. I thought Williams had an excellent chance to take the shot. Said he passed it off to his right. And it ends up being a free kick for Long Beach.
Yeah, kind of biding his time, though, Dylan. He's in, like I said, he's in the right spot. He's commanding that middle. He's not relenting anything. They're going to have to play there. They don't want to overload because, as you see, Jack Shore got the ball. Shore with 4 goals on the season, 4 assists. He can get into space.
Williams scored a terrific goal against St. Anthony's, which was another one of their really good non-league wins.
That was 2-0?
It was 2-0,
right?
yeah.
Shut him out. Yeah.
In South Huntington as well. There's Fisher. Looking to combine. Costa looking to feet, but again, it goes right to Kanganis. You go back, you watch the film of that first Calhoun game of the year, and Kanganis was outrageous with some of the saves that he was making. Fisher plays to Cooper. Across, a dangerous one, but Kanganis saw that all the way. You mentioned big body. Well, he's a varsity basketball player as well.
And you mentioned Calhoun. We're going to see them tomorrow versus Southside. They took the 1 spot, and a lot of people counting on Calhoun to possibly be a favorite in this AA. Not according to Kaz. He's got his Southside gear on. So Coach Corvetti tomorrow up against Coach Volpe. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we spoke with both coaches today in our lead up to that game.
How long was your interview with Pat? Did he keep you on a long time?
About 20 minutes, I think.
Oh, it's not bad.
Sibumana. Good step. And there's Fisher. Turns into space. And this is part of that key that we mentioned for Garden City, right? Possession with a purpose. They're not going to just kick it around. It's going to be with the intent, certainly, of attacking as soon as that window opens up.
They definitely have a lot of the same, obviously different players, same energy as last year. You can see right now there's a confidence. They're so technical.
Fisher, good interception. And this is where Long Beach can try to do something special here. And one extra touch too many. That was Dominic Mendoza. We mentioned him in our open.
Yeah, Coach Palacio is saying he's one of the best 1v1s, and you can see why. He's got the speed. He picked off Fisher there and almost had a run. That's that counterattack mentality that they're going to try to bring as an approach. They just can't give up too many shots down low as maybe a counter in play.
And that's the concern if you are Garden City. That looks like it's a 1v4. But that was the concern for Garden City coming in, right? We're going to have our numbers up. If they play something long in behind, we've got to be wary of that.
And the guy up top, number 7, Nick Amantia, 15 goals on the season. He looked better in orange. He played for my team 2 summers ago in the summer league to get some work with his buddy Johnny Stabbits. He is, coach called him a cocky kid. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Really fun kid. But he only has one thing on his mind, and that's winning soccer games. So he's tough to deal with. Can't be up there alone.
Fisher serves it in, cleared out, but it comes right to Cooper. Nice interception. Here comes Mendoza. But Fisher takes it right back.
It's a nice step there by Fisher, just using his body then to repossess the ball.
And now the Trojans will use the width of a wide field here at Farmingdale State College. Service into the box. It goes right through. It was Costa and Shore were the two candidates there to get on the end of that ball, but neither are able to.
Long Beach will take the wide shots and the goal kicks. I just worry, Mr. Butler, if they get in trouble, if someone touches the ball and the set pieces start coming out of the corner and they have more bodies in the box. Long Beach getting away with it so far, but I could see that being a tilt if they don't start moving the ball a little bit more in the middle.
Cooper calling for it on our side. He will not get it. Fisher reverses course. And everything to feet here for Garden City early on. You know it well as a head coach for Malvern East Rockaway. I'm sure you tell your guys all the time, listen, you take more energy. It takes more energy to defend than it does to attack. And right now, Long Beach has been defending for the first 13 minutes of this one.
And as much as the aforementioned playing like kind of a zone, you do start to burn out when you're on your heels constantly, and it just takes one missed assignment that you're playing around too much back there and could be trouble. They're hanging in, though. 2 zeros on the board so far.
And it's also a lot of mental exercise as well, right? Your head's got to be on a swivel, and especially the way that Garden City possesses. Great ball in the box. Shot. Oh, great save by Ken Gannis, diving to his right.
Yeah, Ken Gannis doing a heck of a job as we get another look at it here. You can see the nice little pullback, and then the shot left-footed. Ken Gannis ranging to his right and hold on to the ball. Doesn't give up a rebound, but Jack Costa getting a good look there.
Yeah, Costa a year ago was on the left wing. Started the year on the right wing, now as the number 10. Which also speaks to why Garden City is as good as they are. A lot of versatility among their players. We said Fisher was an outside back last year. Now he's in the middle of the park. We've not seen yet Cole Watson. He could pop up in multiple different spots. Perhaps tonight splitting some time with Will Egan at left back.
Yeah, Cole Watson, just a sophomore, the brother of Miles Watson, who was quite the story last year.
Deflected, left-footed shot, and another save for Ken Gannis. That was Tommy Schreier.
I got to give a little shout-out. Tommy Schreier's dad, Greg, art teacher at Sewanaka. We'll take a look here. Nice left foot there by Tommy. So Tommy also in that Sewanaka district. Dad was there briefly, and he was one of my favorite people while he was there. But he's doing art somewhere else now.
Failed clearance. Costa was looking to run onto it. Served in. Fisher looking for it. Sent out towards midfield. Good interception for Long Beach. Now, the thing that I'm surprised a little bit at seeing is when Long Beach does get the ball, like they're looking to play a little bit against a team that's so good at that. You know, I thought we'd see more long balls and at least moving, changing the field, you know, playing on the other side.
Yeah, I agree with you. The other thing, too, is with those long balls, you want to get them early before all that defending becomes fatigue, and now the long ball is sending 1 or 2 guys up, and everybody else is trying to catch their breath. The 2 times they did get up there, like you said, looked like 1v4 with maybe a guy trailing 2, but then the midfield was at least 20 yards behind.
And Amantia right now looks like he's on an island, right?
It certainly does. And not the kind where you want to hang out.
Here's Cooper again. That took a deflection. Will this go off for a corner? No, nice save. And it'll be a Long Beach throw.
If you look at Fargione, he's just walking around, keeping shoulder to shoulder with Amantia also. He knows that he's the one threat right now.
Ooh, dangerous ball into the box. Great interception. I think that might have been O'Grady to intercept. And to your point, a ball served to Amantia and quickly taken away by Fargione. Now here's Costa. Pivots and lays it off to his left to Jack Klein. Sibumana now trying to chase him down.
Well, you say it too. Costa to Klein, Klein to Costa. 9 goals apiece, 18 total. They can bang it in there, and that's not even including Oliver Williams, 12. Total of 30 goals between those 3.
And here's Cooper, the cross, far post, Defender went down, and that one goes over. But to your point, too, and I would argue that this is what maybe makes this year's Garden City team a more dangerous team, certainly a more dynamic team. Last couple of years, you relied on that one guy, right? Tommy Paz a couple of years ago. Last year, it was Watson. This year, it's kind of pick your poison. Who's going to get the goals? There's a lot of different guys who you've got to be concerned about.
That's a great point, Dylan. And yeah, 3 different guys that you know can score at high capacity. They're also putting in some nice crosses. They move well together. And don't get me wrong, Paz and Watson, quite the luxury. But when you could open it up like that, it's a different Garden City look than at least the last 2 years.
Cooper, the interception. And now Long Beach, can they get their numbers forward? No, says Jack Costa.
Might want to play it back to Karcher just to get him a little work back there. Almost 20 minutes in, he hasn't seen anything.
They did get one touch, right, when they did play it back to him early, but that's pretty much been it. As it's Schreier now. As Garden City continues to probe. Interception, and now some speed from the back. Long Beach, Mendoza goes central. And another ball taken away.
And how about Cooper running down there and full blast, just got his head down and made full chase. So good job there by Cooper. Like, he just literally put his hands down and pumped those arms around like he was in a race and caught up.
Midway through this first half, no score, but the shot attempts, the possession. If we were keeping what the soccer nerds call XG, that would all be favoring Garden City right now. That's expected goals, by the way.
Yes.
I know you knew. I'm just letting everybody else know.
Yeah, putting it out there. The XG factor.
We are under halfway through
Last night I
the first half.
was on a shift, Major League Soccer website. It was playoffs, Vancouver against FC Dallas, right? Game 1 of a best-of-3 series. Vancouver's XG was like 4 point something. Dallas was a 0.00. They literally had no shots through 90 minutes. They were outshot 22 to nothing.
Good Lord.
Only the second team in MLS history to do that. Nice step.
Is it really?
Yes. And the first team that did it, that played an entire playoff game without a shot, actually ended up getting a result out of it. It was Real Salt Lake against Seattle. It was a 0-0 draw. This was a 3-0 win for Vancouver. But I digress. Ball served in.
Vancouver's picking up some decent soccer. It's starting to.
They got Thomas Mueller now, and former Bayern Munich superstar. And you could see how well-trained Garden City is, right? As soon as Long Beach comes up, their back four drop back. They let them come, and now they can get the ball right back.
And forcing a foul there, too. So got the free kick. Matias trying to give chase also. And now everybody on this Long Beach team down inside the 30.
Here's Fisher. Could have a go. That one was blocked. Good block by De Los Santos. And now again, long ball just sent up the field by Saravia.
So let me get this right. 0-0, no shots. You said 90 minutes? No, that had to be.
For Real Salt Lake. No, they didn't go to overtime. It was I don't know if it was a best of 3 then, but it was an aggregate. So you just play the regulation. It wasn't a one-off.
You're not making a prediction here.
We're not going to have
90 minutes, no shots.
That's not happening.
No, all right.
Left-footed shot, nice block. Good recovery by Fisher. And a necessary one, because that's Mendoza who is tracking it down. Ball served in. Kangaris. That is some brave goalkeeping.
Saved by Kanganis.
Probably going to have an official stoppage on the field just to do a little bit of a check-in. So
Yeah, we do, because it was Kangaris. As we see the replay, he was the one who actually leveled his own defender by going for this ball. Right there, bang. We certainly hope that Delry Infante is good, and there he is, number 6. He's back up. Infante is a guy who, and it's a story of a few different guys in his team. Mantia similar, but just worked his tail off. He was at the high school all summer long. Infante, he knew that center back spot was open, so he did everything he could in the offseason to get himself prepared. He earned that starting role, has not given that up. Really improved his touch, great at winning balls in the air. Just a junior. When you look at this side too, yeah, there's a few key seniors on this team. Amantia and Heidefis up front among them, but a lot of younger players as well. This is a great experience for them.
yeah, and they might stay in the AAAs next year. I'm not sure what the beds forms look like, but they might be in a similar conference, a little more familiarity. And Infante, one of those guys that'll certainly drive him in there. And again, Oliver Williams, good recognition, peeling off when the Kanganis was coming out.
Costa gets himself into the box, peels back out as Garden City still looking for that opener. That one bounces in the box, and Kangaris is there.
Scooped up by
He has been a busy goalkeeper these first 24 minutes.
He certainly has. And Jack Shore right there coming close to getting a little bit of a deflection as he went airborne.
Heidef is trying to find the ball. Usually he's part of that 4-4-2, so he partners with Amantia. But tonight, because again, it is Garden City, playing a little bit deeper tonight. And that's why at times we've seen Amantia out there by himself, seemingly. Low shot, dangerous one there. Trying to see if Kangaris comes off his line, or excuse me, comes off the near post. But the keeper was there.
By my count, I have 8, and I'll double check the stat man. But he is, like you said, getting a lot of work back there, a lot of touches. Nothing too difficult outside of the one shot by Schreier.
Came into this game 67 saves on the season. And here's an opportunity for Mendoza. Here he comes in the box. Mendoza with a touch. Still Mendoza near post, outside netting.
They brought the numbers down and had a little space. We'll take a look. He decides to take the shot. Amantia putting his hands on his head. He had some space there, but there certainly was just one direction in mind.
Well, that's what Mendoza does. Again, we said one of the best 1v1 wingers, right? So he's looking to take you on when he gets that opportunity. Certainly ball at his feet in the box. That's exactly what he had in mind.
And I'll tell you, 25 minutes in, and you could see maybe they're picking their spots, because they did come down with 4 guys. It wasn't one all by himself. The middies got on their horse. Amantia already on it, and they pushed up 4. So we'll see if they're just waiting and a little rope-a-dope.
So still Garden City ball. We are scoreless here. It's the first of 2 Nassau Class AA semifinals, but unlike the 3 previous nights, this is a single game. So we'll have the other semifinal tomorrow night, same time, same place. Southside and Calhoun. Those will be the 2 and 3 seeds. Look at this run through a bunch of Marines, but it bounced into Kanganis, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm excited. I tell you, the AA's have had a lot of talented teams. Calhoun, high scoring team. I think number 2. And were they number 1 or 2? Team scores. Locust Valley and them were 1-2.
Yeah, right up there.
But they could score up goals in bunches, and that was a young squad that's come up for 4 years.
Yeah, that's what Chris Vogel said. He said, we had a bunch of guys coming. As you see the Long Beach crowd get excited, Amantia gets a rare touch as Mendoza on the overlap. Looks to hit him, but how about that defending, man? Not even having to have a touch. Charlie Costa just made sure he didn't concede the throw. He just angled in front and made sure the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, he did a really nice job as you see him just kind of shade over the ball the entire time. Heidefis a little frustrated with Amantia. I guess Amantia was a little frustrated also, having a conversation with Steve Padditz. His team wanted the ball in the middle, but I thought it was a good look. I mean, just a little bit of a heavy touch on the turf.
I didn't get a chance to mention Padditz yet. He is your referee for tonight's match. The ARs are William Bell and Michael DiMaselli. Your fourth official, Steve Hansman.
Yeah, El Presidente in the 4th spot and safe at home in Virginia. Mr. Philly Gabagool would have been here tonight. But it's a good crew out there. Padditz got to work last night, too, so he's got that engine going.
Listen, this is the playoffs. We've got to go multiple nights in a row, right?
Show up.
We have to do it up here. He's got to do it on the field. As it's Fisher. Big, tall presence. A guy who wins everything in the air. Not a lot of balls in the air, though, tonight. Everything to feet. Throw-in for Garden City.
Number 7, Jacob Cooper.
And it is Cooper to do so from the track. Looks to go Fisher's way. Tried to flick it on. Got a touch instead. Amantia looking for help. That's what Long Beach we thought should do. Right? Get a touch, send it long, push numbers forward if you can. But there is Costa.
Thinking the same thing as the rest of us, and he caught up with it. Very nice throw by Cooper. That was a pretty controlled throw, got it deep.
That's a really nice looking step as well by Fargione. Mendoza battles with Costa, and Mendoza wins the foul. So at least an opportunity for Long Beach here to get some numbers forward and send the long ball, which they will do here. And then Amantia unable to do anything with it. Amantia, another one of those stories where we talked about it, maybe a little brash, a little arrogant, but in our conversation again with Sam Fialos, the assistant coach, that he made him a clip of all the 1v1s that he missed last year. Took the huddle clip and said, if you bury half of those, you're an all-county attacker. What a save! That looked like an all-county goalkeeper there for Vance Kanganis.
And if you're going to hit double digits in saves, that's certainly the way that you do it. What reflexes there to get that hand up. Look at that. It's close range, gets the right hand up, and cool as a cucumber after the fact.
But for Amantia, what does he do, right? After last year, after watching those clips, goes and scores 15 goals and becomes an all-county attacking player as he wanted to.
And I know I said it earlier, but just a good kid. 2 summers ago, he put on the orange and played with his buddy on my squad a couple games. Loves the game, happy, smiley, and as polite as you get. But on the field, you rather have him on your team than against you.
And Mendoza really having to put some work in, going 1v2. Still wins it back, though. And there is Amantia. Amantia fighting for that ball. He was cut off, and he was the one called for the foul.
Yeah, and I think that's the other side of him that you get. You know, it looked like he was going to get beat, so we have a look at it here. Again, beautiful ball control there, and the ball gets a little bit out in front. Looks like he's going to lose it, and he goes shoulder, but the shoulder didn't connect to the other shoulder, so.
And again, solid defending from Charlie Costa, the Lehigh lacrosse commit. Fisher to Cooper. Cooper, driven ball, settled. Look at Sibomana there trying to get in. Ball goes to the end line. Dangerous cross. Intercepted momentarily. Fisher, save. Kanganis again.
Wow. 11. And now they're getting more and more serious the deeper we get.
Fisher back to Cooper. They look to do it again, and we'll have our first corner of the evening.
I'm going to give a lot of credit to Kanganis also and Garden City. They're changing sight lines. He's doing it low. He's doing it high. He's ranging right to left. He's making the saves every which way. This is the part I'd be concerned with right now. They are great.
They are very, yes. Jack Klein looking to take it after this substitution for the Trojans. You have Costa right now at the edge of the 18. Expect him to maybe make a run in. He stays put, goes to Fisher. Second header. Still loose, and now it is cleared at least to midfield. What a terrific first touch by Costa. And now it's Klein, left-footed shot. Another save for Kanganis.
67 on the year, a dozen today. I'm not saying it again.
Well, he has more now, so you could do the math and go with that number instead of that popular tandem of numbers.
So a heck of a job right now also defending that corner kick. Really well done. They controlled the ball, got it out, that Long Beach defense.
That was a rip from Costa. Got that great left foot, great shot. That one, though, goes wide.
And you briefly mentioned Charlie Costa going to Lehigh on the lax. You know, he hasn't got a lot of touches, but what a role he played last year. He's a two-time captain. He was a captain as a junior of that state team. And what a solid player. I mean, you spoke about him as just like an anchor on this squad. And we'll watch him out there in tandem with Fargione. Phenomenal.
Here comes Fisher. Looks to play a 1-2. Still has it. Surrounded by Long Beach players, and Sibomana just sends it down to Costa. Comes this way to Cooper. Jack Costa into the box. Good defending by De Los Santos, but a second corner now for the Trojans.
Yeah, it was a nice job by De Los Santos to get that step, and now it'll go in the corner as Garden City looking to advance. We've already got through two state champions, Carl Place advancing in the Bs, Floral Park advancing in the single A, and the last one to do it on the field right now. If Garden City can make something happen.
So Klein will leave this corner, as now it's Jack Shore, left-footed player. So this will be an in-swinger for Garden City. Driven near post. Garden City will do it again.
Yep, good step there, just right back in. So giving a different look, going short. I'd rather see the ball in the box personally. Going short on a team like Long Beach, they get there, they're quick, they're not going to let you turn.
Shore cleared at the near post. Not out, though. The ball driven in, and Ken Gannis
Picked up by Ken
has been the guy. Sends it high into the air. Good settle by Heidefis and unable to connect with Logan Jennings. So now here come the Trojans again.
So Jennings now up top wearing number 15. The junior wants to do everything right according to the coach. Wants the coach's approval. Last year made his varsity debut and had a great playoff.
Now he's making his varsity media debut. Ball across the mix. Bounced around.
That's where you go follow us on Instagram and get merch at the Varsity Media Store.
For Garden City.
Here's Fisher to throw in inside of the final 2.5 minutes of this first half. And again, when you play the schedule that you've played, and we talked about the words big game experience, even if this one is 0-0, right? At the half, Rob, you get the sense it's not like there's going to be any frustration for Garden City. It's just keep doing what we're doing, and the goal will come. And then maybe multiple goals will come.
Oh, you've been on the journey with them a couple years in a row now, and last year they had games like this where they just build, try to see what they can get away with, what they can do, what kind of looks they get. And then, as you said, once they're able to hit the back of the net, it just keeps coming. But we've seen this. You've seen this. I've seen this. They take their time. Like you said, no frustration. They know they're in control in the possession game.
Inside the final 90 seconds of this first half, here is Costa going down this right sideline, crossed by Cooper, cleared out by the near post. And it will be a throw-in for the Marines. They'll make another substitution. Jennings
For the Marines.
will exit. Long Beach doesn't have a lot of depth. So even in the last game in that 1-0 overtime win over Manhasset, they really only went 2 deep. Jennings being one of those two. Trey Rhoda rotated a little bit with De Los Santos at left back. Costa to Fisher. Can they keep the ball in? They do. Cooper, the low cross, takes the deflection, lands on the foot of Costa. .25 seconds left in the first half. Another clip service. The header. Ken Gannis is there.
15 seconds left in the first half.
He's going to keep this nice and deliberate and slow. Get out of this thing 0-0. Good job.
Yeah, job well done there by Long Beach. They withstood a lot of pressure, right? They had to defend for almost an entire 40 minutes.
We're tied up at 0.
But they've got number one in goal, Rob, and Vance Ken Gannis can do it.
There's one on the ground. Can of corn for King Gannis. Here's another one, a bouncer. Tucks it in, holds on, takes a look. The high beauty one-handed stab. And he could do it every which way. Here's another one, folks. Ranging to his left, diving, knocking it out to one of his defenders. Great deflection. King Gannis in control.
0-0, Long Beach Garden City. You're watching the Nassau AA semifinals right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Hi, I'm Dr. Craig Levitz, and I'm the Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Orlin and Cohen Orthopedics and the Head of Sports Medicine at Northwell Health. With the playoffs coming around, this is the prime time of year for significant shoulder injuries. And the most common injury that we see in soccer players is subluxation of the shoulders. They take a hit or they fall on their shoulder and their shoulder slides out of the socket. And for most of us, we don't think that's a big deal because it just feels like a little nothing when it happens. You feel good afterwards and you're right back out there. But often when that happens, you can tear your labrum. And those are the ligaments that stabilize the shoulder. And with repetitive subluxations or dislocations or repetitive trauma to the shoulder, it can lead to surgery. So it's very important to address this when it happens and make sure you're not going right back out there before understanding the injury, because it can feel okay, obviously, until you get hit there again, until it falls again, and then you start doing permanent damage. It's very rare an initial injury does permanent damage. It's only when you continue to play through it and neglect it that the permanent damage occurs, and that almost always leads to surgical intervention to repair the ligaments. The best way to diagnose it or know is your history itself. Most athletes know when their shoulder slid and they just don't know what that was. They don't know what happened or what it was, but that is a strong situation to make sure you bring to the attention of your athletic trainer and definitely get checked out by an orthopedic surgeon. Unlike when I was a kid, we have MRIs readily available, and the best way to determine if you can play the next day or right away is to get an MRI right away. It's very easy for a doctor to say, take 4 weeks off and let's see how you do and get you back out there. The problem is that's half the season in high school. So we treat our high school athletes like professional athletes and try to get an MRI within 24 to 48 hours of their injury. So if it's nothing significant, they can get into therapy and be back playing by the weekend. We take pride in getting our athletes back as soon as it's possible and when it's safe as possible. And the best way to do that is with early intervention, early examination by a physician, athletic training team, and getting an MRI as soon as possible to ascertain the exact diagnosis. Unfortunately, with repetitive dislocations, it does require surgery. Fortunately, most of the time athletes can finish the year out, but we don't want this to become a lifelong problem and highly recommend surgery after the seasons. But in today's technology, it's all done through the camera, and I'd say 98% of our patients are back at the same level they were before in a few short months back to playing. The only thing that might be a little bit difficult would be a throw-in in the first couple of months, but generally soccer as a whole is well tolerated and a quick recovery. The only problem is when we neglect these injuries, small, simple injuries that could have been handled with a good rehab program and physical therapy turn into surgical problems and permanent damage to the ligaments and bones that now require more extensive surgeries. And that's what we want to do with early intervention, is avoid those issues.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off X 3 in a row now.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Back at Farmingdale State College, Dylan Butler, Rob Anderson, our entire Varsity Media crew getting set, Rob, for the start of the second half. It is no score between Long Beach and Garden City. This is the first of two Nassau Class AA semifinals. In those two huddles, you're a head coach by trade, one of the hats that you wear. What do you think were some of the words there spoken among the coaching staffs?
Well, if I'm going to go to Garden City side, I think the conversation is pretty simple. We said it earlier. Act like you've been there. They have been. they do this. They'll lull you to sleep is what we were saying last year. They're a very technical team, is the Garden City team. They move the ball well, and they will just lull you to sleep. And right now, credit to Long Beach. They're playing more of a zone than a chase, which is good. For Long Beach, you got two options. One, do what you're doing, get it to overtime, and then anything happens. Maybe force it to PKs, and then we're really cooking with fire. Or we got to figure out how to get these counter attacks with a few more numbers instead of sending it on Revis Island over there. Almantia just hanging out all by himself. Push up maybe 2 or 3 guys, but I don't think you want to concede the middle. I wouldn't be surprised if the idea is just more of what you see, except on the Garden City side. Let's bang one in. They've also done a great job limiting the set pieces. You got to give, right, for a team that's playing very defensive, you got to be impressed with the fact that 2 corners? 3 corners. It's good work. But 14 saves now for Ganganis.
And for Garden City, it's almost akin to like death by 1,000 paper cuts the way that they go after you, right?
It is. They will, like I said, they'll just lull you to sleep. But they're not chasing. They're doing a good job right now, Long Beach. Also not really allowing them numbers in the box.
That one will go out for a goal kick, and it will be Kanganis's.
I'll tell you this, though. If Long Beach is the first one to strike, game's going to change tremendously the way you see Garden City attack. Right now what they're doing is all right, but if they're on their heels, that's probably when they get even more dangerous.
De Los Santos boots it toward midfield. And there's Costa. Fisher plays the feet. It's Klein now. Klein, heavy first touch. Settled well by Fisher. Now try it again. Klein plays to his left. That was Cole Watson. As we said, we expected to see Watson rotate a little bit with Will Egan, who is the senior starter. We've seen Watson pop up in multiple places this year, right? As an attacking midfielder, playing out in the wing, and now as an outside back.
Yeah, like you said, he'll split some time. Egan was a guy that got a few minutes here and there last year. Wasn't sure that he'd start this year. Came in, worked real hard in the summer, picked up some speed, some quickness, higher IQ. And Egan and Watson.
It's elementary. As there's a corner now for Garden City. They're 4th of this game, and it's Jack Shore to take. I like the look here, too, with Klein coming his way, and Klein is saying, excuse me, sir, I'll do the honors.
I like Tommy Schreier sneaking in also up top.
And Costa looking to maybe clean up anything, and there it is, right to him. Didn't get what he wanted on that ball, and ball cleared but not out. There is Costa looking more like a sweeper when they're on the attacking side, right, where he's playing deeper to clean up anything there.
Yeah, and I love the setup there, playing them too deep, having Costa and then Schreier right behind them, because the ball does kick out that way, and the way Kanganis punches the ball out there, it's a good spot. Again, they played it short, and I think Long Beach knows how to defend short.
Here's Watson. Just Garden City trying to find that way. Good ball in. Smart play there by Kanganis. He had to stay on his line. A Garden City player was flashing his way. And this one he boots well down the field, trying to connect with Heidefus. And there you go. If you're Long Beach, you get a foul, and now you can get some numbers forward.
Take your time setting this one up. Push up some guys. You don't want to get caught, because speed can be a factor in the midfield with Garden City facing the right way.
You mentioned O'Grady being a guy who started on that last Final Four team. Well, so did Heidefus. He's a 4-year starter as a senior. He was all county, had a terrific sophomore year, and that was the year that did he go to the Final Four? Didn't have the junior year that he wanted, so now he's another one of those guys with a chip on his shoulder. Terrific through ball, but Ken Gannis is there to collect.
Good defending there just to keep everybody wide and create a little valley, part the Maroon Sea, and get the ball right to Ken Gannis.
But Heidefis' story is one that we've mentioned before, and now look at this, some numbers, the best opportunity yet for the Marines. Shot over the bar, though. That was Mendoza who had that chance.
So still nothing on frame, but a great opportunity there. And yeah, they call Heidefis, you said Star Boy, right?
Yes.
That's some nickname.
Yeah, but he's a guy who's like trying to prove, hey, listen, I was great as a sophomore. Maybe I struggled last year, but I'm still that guy who put up numbers as he did as a sophomore. So another chip on his shoulder, kind of a storyline that kind of echoes and resonates throughout this Long Beach team. Now look at Garden City in transition. That shot blocked, second ball. Williams in front, what a save by Ken Gaddis!
Oh my, I almost fell out of my chair. Look at that one-handed swipe and then the wherewithal to stay in front of your line, one knee, collect it. Oh my goodness, you've got your star of the game right there.
You gotta call the cops there, that was a robbery.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That was absolutely incredible.
Dispossessed, and now an opportunity for something for Long Beach. And there is Coster again. Sends it to the far side, but Long Beach, they've not had a lot of possession here tonight. Here come the Trojans. Fisher, edge of the 18. Fisher! Wide. Just wide.
Just wide is right, and you know, everybody thought it was going in except one guy, Ken Gannis. He timed that jump, waited. As you take a look here, full speed ahead, Costa. Drops it off.
Nice settling touch.
And then, see, he had that corner covered. He had that post covered. He knew better than the rest of us. As the fans jumped, you said, in all these games, the optical illusion of hitting that back net and thinking it's a goal. Great setup, but boy, Ken Gannis can read that.
Dangerous one behind. Here's Heidefis. Save on the other side by Karcher. Out of nowhere. It was a back pass, and all of a sudden it's Heidefis 1v1.
And he didn't follow up, otherwise he might have had the second effort. Heidefis in the right place, right time, and a blast.
Team getting stretched a little bit now. Here's Fisher. Finds Klein. Back to Fisher. Fisher to his left. The service cleared away. And with every one of these moments and every one of these opportunities, Rob, the confidence for Long Beach as that ball served in and Candias grabs it again, that confidence is continuing to grow.
It certainly is. I think both sides, I think you're seeing a different level of energy out of Garden City as well. That lulling you to sleep isn't going to work when you got a team looking to take it to you. Wow. This game has certainly changed.
I do think, though, looking back again at that opportunity, a push from behind, there's going to be a free kick for Long Beach. Heidefis, I think if he had a chance to watch that film again, he had an opportunity to maybe take a couple steps. There wasn't a defender right there with him. Didn't have to. I know he's trying to get the keeper.
Right.
You know, the element of surprise and all, but
no, you're 100% right. He had a little space, and I also thought he could have followed it up. He kind of took the shot, and then I don't know if he lost his footing, but didn't follow it up, and that was a blast. So great scoring opportunity for Long Beach, and we did say that would be the way it goes if they do square one away.
Right foot. Oh, another dangerous one, and Karcher makes a save.
Karcher's got two now. 18 for his counterpart, and here's a look. A nice boot right at Karcher, though, gets the hands up, collects it.
And that was Mendoza. 10 goals on the year for Dominic Mendoza.
And Saravia jumping in the play. You mentioned before, he was right on the keeper waiting for something to happen, but
19 assists on the year for Saravia. And again, here comes that confidence. Ball sent down looking for Armentia. Armentia wasn't there.
and he you saw he got discouraged with the pass and then had a second thought about going there. Can't give up on those plays. He is a workhorse. He's got to stay in there. It's not the first half. It's the second half, and the Marines are bringing it.
And this will be a dangerous one for Garden City. Free kick for the Trojans. We'll take another look.
Let's see what we got here. They're coming in, and, yeah, a little bit of a step, slight collision there as Jack Shore fumbles it to the ground. And they're going to ask for 10, so this is going to slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, and the wall will be marched back just inside the 18. So this will be about 27 yards from goal.
And you think on frame.
Fisher. He will be the one to take this one. Fisher, well high.
Well, he was looking to try to bang one in, got under it a little bit, leaned back in. A field goal, but a sweet opportunity there for the Trojans to try to get on the board.
We are still scoreless. And Long Beach, unlike in the first half, looking dangerous with a few of their chances. And I think they know too, Rob, they're not going to get a lot of chances. So be clinical with the ones that you get. Here's Watson. Plays the feet. Sibumana trying to defend. Touch outside the Watson. Under pressure, cleared at the edge of the 18. Not out, though, as it was Schreier to play to the far side. A little slip gives an opportunity now for Mendoza. And he plays it off, a Garden City player, for a throw.
So in that first half, a lot of energy conservation by Long Beach, who kind of just stayed in the zone, were able to play a smart defensive game. A little shove there. You wonder if, too, these attacks now, they're going to expend a little more energy. Is that going to play a role deeper we get into this game?
Coster lays off, and again now Garden City. They will use the width of the field, their patience, and they'll get another throw here.
Garden City throwing.
And it's a slippery slope for Long Beach. Good flick, and there's Kanganis again, because when you don't have a lot of opportunities and you're defending for so much, when you get that chance, it is hard to be that super clinical with the rare chances that you get. When you're Garden City and you've got a lot of the ball, right? You've got a lot more comfort on the ball right now.
Yeah, a lot more room for error as well, where you think Long Beach, they got to tighten up. I will say, though, where they had a few shots that missed in the beginning, the last two they put on frame, and that's what you want to do. And they have to follow up. Both times Karcher knocked it down. He didn't absorb. So
now here's Long Beach. A little bit not on the same page there as the ball went into Karcher. Karcher on the year, 48 saves, so certainly of the two keepers has been less busy. Long ball looking for Williams. And the offside, or a foul was called, I think it was, against Williams.
There was, and not many fouls called in this game, right? So far, the referees letting them both play, but it's not one of those games where you say, He's letting them play, and they're beating each other up. This has been a fairly even-keel game. They're playing it feet to feet. Not too much body contact other than soccer contact.
And there's Chewy, and
Free kick for the Marines.
certainly terrific boot for him with his left foot. Sends it into midfield. But now those second balls are being challenged more, right, by Long Beach. Karcher. Fargione was directing traffic, looking for this ball to come towards our side. Now reverses course. Just sent into space to nowhere in particular. Now make no mistake, all of the pressure is on Garden City. And that's the other thing too that Long Beach has on their side. The longer this is 0-0, the longer they're getting a few chances. You know, we're seeing maybe a touch that went wrong or a ball that was meant to go here and it goes out for a throw. Like, you know, these still are. This isn't Barcelona, Real Madrid. These are still high school kids, and there are some mistakes out there.
And I think you're I don't know, again, maybe we're reading each other's minds a little bit, but I was just thinking that Long Beach also pushed out a lot of the noise. You know that when people predicted scores, as they do on the internet, it was a tilt.
Are you talking about your boy?
No, he's the one that looks at them all. I don't. Did he give an official? Did you?
I did not see that.
Okay, he does throw out numbers, but I do know a lot of the comments out there were 4-0, 5-0. So playing with house money. Here it is.
Flip throw, Sibumana.
Everybody
it's in
loves
the box. Look at this. And the ball will deflect out for a Long Beach corner.
Wow.
Here it is again. You could have your Leary throw. I'm going to take the Sibumana flip. Look at that one.
It's great. He gets that back arched and just flings it like a bow and arrow. It's amazing.
All right, this is where Long Beach, they know they've got to capitalize. Set pieces. A lot of movement in the box. This one served the cross. Fisher heads it clear. Clipped back in by De Los Santos, and then the offside flag was raised.
Offsides called against Long Beach.
And Steve Padditz is our man in the middle. William Bell and Michael Maselli, excuse me.
Yeah, you got him.
And Steve Hansman, your fourth official.
Good crew.
Saravia. And I think if Long Beach, again, they don't have a lot of possession, which means that also 11 doesn't get a chance to be on the ball as much as they would hope he would be. Another one of the Long Beach Heritage guys. Brother Kerry played. A well-timed slide tackle. And listen, these guys too, man, you could hear their crowd in front of us. They play to that as well, that energy.
They do, and Isaac Reyes, a beautiful slide in there. Just a junior. Coach said he could be the center back, 6 foot tall.
Now a chance to come the other way. Amantia. Look at Heidefus. Shoulder barge.
I love that. Absolutely love that.
Good interception. Could have been potentially a foul there, none given.
It's crazy because when you look at a guy like Isaac Reyes wearing number 12, 6 foot tall, but looks dwarfed compared to some of these Garden City players, the size advantage is visual. But they play big.
Costa, cultured service in, flicked header, goes in! Oliver Williams! 1-0, Garden City.
Well, we said if there was someone that was going to probably get it in, we were talking in the first half. Here's Costa. He's going to get it in, and he finds his big target getting up in the air and finished by Oliver Williams. First goal on the board. It took nearly 60 minutes, 59 minutes. But here we are, 1-0 Garden City.
Williams doesn't need a lot of space, right, to get a goal like that. But how about the service? Perfect.
Doesn't get better.
Right? The weight on the ball, beautiful. And then Williams with the flick header. Now it'll be interesting, right? Because what does Garden City usually do? They make one, go to three really quickly.
I have a feeling, though, the heart's on the sleeves of these Long Beach players. I don't know that we're going to see that as long as the heart isn't too big, right? As long as they don't get reckless. But you could bet they want an immediate strike because there have not been too many opportunities. Karcher 2 saves.
For Williams, goal number 13 on the season.
And Dylan, to your point, beautiful service, beautiful finish, right? You got to time that jump. He had the size advantage, but that's a highlight reel goal. Seen a lot of them in the playoffs, a lot of headers.
Now we restart. Can Long Beach find a way back in, get the equalizer? They were close to getting that opening goal on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, the height of his opportunity, the best of the bunch. And this is, again, where you're going to see that first half Garden City. We can play technical and, again, lull you to sleep. Just pass.
Look at the hustle there from Amantia.
Another thing they'll do a lot of Garden City is play the ball back, lengthen the field, make Long Beach chase, get tired.
Now here's Watson.
Yeah, a lot of playing back now. They are gonna just lengthen the field and make Long Beach chase.
I mean, it's soccer cliche to say this, but it does ring especially true here. The next goal, absolutely massive. If it's Garden City's, you feel like that's too big of a hill to climb for Long Beach.
That'll be a back.
And if Long Beach gets it, man, game on.
Long Beach gets this place, you better have extra support in the stands. Place is gonna erupt. A lot of blue out there. And by the way, a tip of the hat to all the fans that made it out here today. It's 46 degrees outside now, so it's feeling like playoff soccer. And you saw a couple of those Malvern boys out there. Philip Beeben and Johnny, and we got Edwin. Cold, but watching some soccer.
What you love about Philip, I mean, he does his thing on the field, and he has a soccer IQ, but he's also a smart man, right? Where is he right now? He's hanging out in the box.
Getting tips from Dylan Butler. He wants to be a play-by-play guy one day, maybe.
He's no dummy. Why sit outside in the 40 degrees? Be in the booth.
That's why he was a captain.
Exactly.
He's not stupid.
As here's Reyes to throw in. The junior.
Oh.
He had an outstanding performance. Is getting a little bit chippy now. Amantia.
Yeah, this is going to get just a little chippy. Look like a little bit of a face mask there. And man down right now as they try to plead their case, Garden City does, to referee Steve Paddock. And this is part of what Amantia brings to the game. We talked about earlier. He's a feisty player. And you can see here as he goes in, he'll get, well, we don't.
Well, that was the extra clip
the
at
slip.
the end. Yeah,
that's a slip at the end. But it was a little push to the mug as he was coming in. His hands do get up.
Another look.
Yeah, here we'll get the full look now. There it is, mush to the mug. And that's a red card was assessed. I mean, the play was stopped. Nothing was blown at the time, so we'll see what we got here. But they're going to give Amantia a red.
Red card assessed against number 7, Nick Amantia.
So now it gets even more difficult. And the question was it for the second infraction there or the first? Amantia obviously really frustrated there.
That's a straight red. So that's a tough one there. Losing, I mean, now that certainly changes the course of this game. Without a doubt. Garden City was technical and moving the ball well with at even strength.
18 minutes left in the second half.
Well, you mentioned the communication among the officials, and they had that communication happening. And let's see if we can find it again. I'm not sure we'll see it. Could have been off ball here.
So you got the
Maybe
shove.
right there. Oh, you know what? I think that's what it was.
Yeah, but I don't see anybody calling anything at that time. Played on, right? We continue play.
Oh, right there. Thought about it. And then he raised the flag.
And now with that last slip, was it more of a slip or a trip in the way you see it?
I thought he might have clipped it, but still, I think it was the hands to the face.
That was, yeah.
That was the red.
Which
Great
is
job.
fair. The right
Yeah,
call.
great job by our guys here getting that vantage point.
So the hard red now to Amantia, one of the guys that can get it done up top.
Yeah, so now if you are Long Beach, now you've got to chase the game and be down a man against the best possession team on Long Island.
And now you're going to see them really playing the ball back, use the space that they have. The Garden City's just fine with a 1-0 win. They don't need to pile on, especially if they're this confident right now. You know, they might set something else up, but it's going to be precision. It's going to be very deliberate. They're not going to try to do anything that just to score a goal.
Fisher to the outside. Another good service, cleared out momentarily by Sibomana, and that shot was wide. And also, if you see Sibomana, right, he's wearing the number 10. What's interesting there for Long Beach is that was a number that until these last 2 years has been retired, and it was retired for like 16 years, right, by Coach Palacio. And the reason that he took it out of retirement is because of Dunia's backstory, right, and what his journey and his hardship and the adversity that he's had to battle. He said no one better to wear that number than Sibomana.
Yeah, well, he certainly earns it. That number 10 is cherished in the soccer world. I can tell you that there was a time in my Sewanaka days, I actually would pull it out of the uniforms when they arrived and hide it and say that one didn't get sent in the shipment because you didn't want wars over the number 10. But Sibomana certainly earned that number out here for the Marines. And he's got the best throw-in in the game, according to Dylan Butler.
Sorry, Ryan. We love you, man, but
we love you.
Another look.
Jeez. Just to land perfectly on the line like that, too. So impressive. And a good throw. It's not just a circus act.
Well, it is right now a high wire kind of act for Long Beach where they've got to balance defending and not conceding a second. And somehow, even though playing with 10, to try to find the equalizer after Amantia's straight red. Here's Fisher. High service. Ooh, kind of stayed in somehow. That's a terrific first touch. Great recovery, a battle, and it'll be Garden City ball. I love the hustle. Even though he was called for a foul, Heidefus was playing that one right to the whistle.
He certainly was.
And beyond.
Yeah, full head of steam he had there and was doing everything he can to get advantage. And you could see here as he challenged for the advantage, some tripping up, you know, body to body, look like the hips hit.
Shot blocked. Watson, a settling first touch, plays it back. Gets the return pass. Watson, left-footed cross. Headed cleared, not out. Fisher never got his hips aligned, and that always looked like it was going to go over.
So the play where Amantia got the card, the red card, and the play you just saw from Heidefus shows you the part of the game with them that intensity that you want them to have. But as we spoke going into the half, you just hope that it didn't turn into recklessness, which right now is a red card and a foul. But they do play with a superior intensity.
So during this break in the action, we'll remind you of our upcoming schedule, and we resume tomorrow with the other Class AA semifinal. It is Southside and Calhoun, the 2 and the 3 seeds. And then it's time for county championships. And at least right now, you see that game, Carl Place, Cold Spring Harbor, scheduled for Thursday at 7. That could change. There is some really nasty weather expected to come through. If there is a change, we'll certainly have that on our social media handles, and no doubt Mr. Nassau Soccer as well, the birthday boy himself, Brian Donahue, will alert you as well. But the possibility of that one either moving back a day or forward a day, just to get out of that nasty storm that's expected.
Yeah, you said it, Tim. So right now, tomorrow, the last of the semifinals, Coach Vogel, Coach Corvetti looking to get it. Take a look down there. There's some of the brain trust, including in the middle, Coach Donahue. To his left, Coach Josh Berlin of Limbrook, and to his right, Coach Leary. So the brain trust right there, and Donahue enjoying his fine weather down there with his Nassau County soccer hat, his Nassau County soccer parka. Hanging out with the ball boys down there who are doing a stellar job. And we spoke about this. Kudos to all the ball boys out there and girls, if there are any, out there in this cold weather helping out.
We take a look at the last 3 years, and how about that for a trio of years for Garden City, right? 23-0 last year, winning a New York State title, 18-1 the year before, 15-1 the year before that, with losses in the AA final. This is a team since 2019, a record of 115-7-5. That is outrageous.
It's unfair. 115-7-5.
And in fact, if you did notice one thing there, and I noticed it when I built that graphic, that's 3 straight years they've not had a draw. Like they're gonna more often than not win. They will occasionally lose, but they're not interested in sharing the points.
I'm not very good at math. What kind of winning percentage is that? 117.5. It's got to be in like the 970s.
How's your boy Philip with math? He can jump on.
I know you go with math, Phil. You want to jump on and say a few things? Sweeney could probably figure it out. Not a math guy, but that's insane. That winning percentage has to be through the roof.
I will say it's very good.
Yeah, it's very good. And they lost so much talent last year, you know. You lost Woodbine, you lost Watson. The names on last year's crew.
But I think that's what speaks to, sometimes you talk about teams and they have their 1 year run and you're building for that 1 year. This is a true program that just feeds itself, right? Like you have the formula on how they want to play. They want to get touches. They want to use the length of the field. Everyone very technical, and then you plug and play. You just put the pieces in, and that's what's, again, made this team a juggernaut year over year.
You know, it's been discussed amongst, some of the people that I know, other coaches, and it's, you have kids growing up, they want to wear professional jerseys, and you feel like in Garden City, they just want to put on that maroon. They just want to put on that burgundy, whatever kind of red it is, and they win in so many sports.
Left-footed shot, chipped just over the bar. And the last 3 years for Long Beach, too, have been good. Not quite Garden City good, but take a look at this, Rob. These last 3 years, right? In 2022, right, you lose in the first round. There was that trip that we mentioned before, right, to the semifinals, losing them in Manhasset in that one. And then last year in the play-in game, so the Marines, for the second time in 3 years, getting to the Final Four. And they're not satisfied with that, no doubt. But, again, a young team that can really use this experience going forward. Look at that shot. What a save. Rebound. And a second goal goes in for Williams. He's got the brace. And it's 2-0 for Garden City.
How about that PA call? Oliver Williams following up and finishing it off. 2 goals on the day, and again, the big body. And that's what you love to see. Stay on the keeper after the shot.
That was quite a shot from distance. And really, Ken Gannis did everything he could. Parried it down, but then Williams there to get the rebound. So a brace on the day for Williams. 14 goals now on the season. 2-0 is the score inside of the final 12 minutes of regulation.
And I'll tell you, while I'm not great at technical math, that was his 22nd save. That's a third in this game of what he did all season. He's playing an incredible game. If there's a storyline that we need to take out of this on the Long Beach side, it's absolutely there is a star senior there in Vance Kanganis.
We have a star in Sibomana. Here we go. How about another flip throw?
Oh, here we go. That's what everybody pays to see.
There it is. Settled by Mendoza. Cuts it back outside. Dispossessed. An advantage called for Garden City. As some of the Long Beach faithful heading back home.
Or picking up a hot chocolate, who knows? We'll see. They love their team. It is cold out there, though.
Well, even you, Mr. Keep the Window Open, you've even shut that now.
I have. You got me. I like that moniker, Mr. Keep the Window Open. That's why Sweeney made his little comment about the temperature in the booth. .47 outside, 51 in here. But I closed the window. It is chilly out there, folks. It's 47 at game time. I think it's like 43 now.
Oh, no, that was
right now?
The current temperature, yeah.
Oh, boy. That one feels like it, too. So, all right. Fall is here. Playoff soccer, 10 minutes remaining in this semifinal. One more tomorrow, and then we're off to crown some champions.
Left in the second half.
That Southside Calhoun game will be outstanding. Long Beach looking to get a goal back here. We go the other way. Again, we're playing 11v10 right now. After that Amantia straight red. Corner for Garden City. And it will be Klein to take it.
corner kick for Garden City.
Will it be Williams? Maybe the hat trick. It wasn't Williams, but what a touch at the near post. Or was that Gianluca Damiano? Number 15 looks like, I think, got to that near post. Another look. Yeah, watch 15 make the run. Nasty.
Yeah, wow. A little redirect there. Got the foot up. I thought it was behind with the heel, but right in front. That's incredible.
We had that game in the regular season against Glen Cove, right, at Garden City. And Damiano scores a brace in that game. I think it came right after scoring a couple against Sewanaka as well. And that was kind of his breakout game. And he's one of those guys, listen, it's hard to get minutes on this Garden City team, right? So he's got to be patient. But you love when a guy like that comes off the bench and then finds the back of the net.
For the 8th time this year.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so as you alluded to that it could happen, but now even more so with the man down, we can't take away the fact that there's a red card in Garden City playing with the man advantage. 1-0 turned into 3-0, and not counting Long Beach out quite yet, but it looks like the third state champ is going to advance in this tournament. And talking about that matchup tomorrow for Coach Vogel and Corvetti, Calhoun 69 regular season goals. Southside relinquished 4 all year. So you have a tale of complete opposite sides of what their strengths are, although Calhoun only gave up 7 as well, but they are a high-powered offense, and Southside one of the best defenses, if not the best, in the county.
In our conversation with Vogel today, mentioned, listen, you talked about it earlier, a 4-year kind of journey, and he said he saw these kids, they had their camp, and all of a sudden a bunch of 8th graders on bikes showed up, right? And he's like, wow, look at this. And they kept coming back, and now those guys are seniors and a big part of the core for those Colts.
Yeah, we saw them 2 years ago, and most of them sophomores.
Here's Williams, another corner.
It's going to be fun. Definitely fun tomorrow as we wrap up the semis.
Substitution on the field for the Trojans. We have a Garden City corner kick.
So GC in control here. There were some nervy moments, though. I think if you're just checking the box score tomorrow or looking at the bracket, you're like, yeah, of course, 3-0, yeah, that's what Garden City does. But they were challenged. Colin Gibbons serves it across, headed downward. Ball loose in the box, not cleared yet. Now it is, but just to the edge of the box. Fargione serves it back in, and we'll have another corner for the Trojans.
So Garden City still looking to bang some in and just make their little authority statement, changing the box score. 3-0 with under 6 minutes left. Safe to say that the Trojans are going to advance here and be the first AAA in the finals.
Headed. And Ken Gannis, another save. His 430th of this game.
23, just tilted the scale.
I was a little bit off.
Not too far the way it's going.
Correction, Ken
If it
Gannis.
went any further than 6, who knows? Tough playing with a man down.
Well, especially against this machine that is Garden City. Offside flag is raised. Oh, so sorry, Damiano. Although that was a nice finish.
Certainly was a nice finish. She's trying to pack on a little bit more over there.
So we showed you before. Next up, right? Same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. 7 o'clock kickoff, Calhoun Southside. And then a little bit of a respite, we think at least right now it's scheduled where no games Wednesday, and then the championship quest begins on Thursday. And a lot of familiar foes, right? Cold Spring Harbor and Carl Place.
Left in the second half.
We'll speak with those coaches tomorrow. Then we go from the B, what is it, the AAA then?
The AAA, yeah.
And it's Syosset, and there is another goal.
Just an innocuous play. Just that shot, though, had eyes and found the far post.
And that's your hat trick.
The Hattie.
Look at this again. Williams just kisses it off that far post. That's a poacher's finish right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, right, he had the header on the first one. The second one was cleaning up a rebound and then tucking it right in the post.
So 4-0 now for Garden City inside the final 5 minutes.
So, right, you said we have the AAAs.
Yeah, so Syosset and Herrick's.
Yep.
That should be really a lot of fun, that game. I got to tell you, of a lot of these teams, I'm so impressed with Herrick's. Not so much, I mean, look, we talked about the comeback story, but just I don't know, man, just like the way that they play. Like a lot, like it would it's got to drive a coach sometimes crazy. Like they'll play it back into the box just to play it to feet to get it out. Like things that are really unconventional, but it works for them.
It certainly does, and they are just a fun team to watch. Like you said, Cinderella story. I mean, everything is house money at this point on, and they've got a lot of fans out there, just the underdog fan in general, as they get off, the ground running and take it all the way into the playoffs and up against a Syosset team that's been in this place before, as far as you can get on this field.
And then in the A, we'll have Floral Park, a team also that reigning state champions, taking on a very good Friends Academy team.
The battle of the red uniforms is the public school, private school battle, and lots to talk about there. As Coach Rodney said, we've got a bullseye on our back, and we are going to embrace it. Garden City certainly going to have a bullseye on theirs. Not that they're not used to that, but.
And that ball pinballed around and out for a throw inside the final 2.5 minutes now of this one. You look back, and if you're Long Beach and you watch the film, there were a couple of chances there. And the problem was when you play at Garden City, you have to capitalize on those chances. It can't be a just missed over. It can't be not on frame. Like, you've got to, as there's 2 balls now on the field, but you've got to finish those chances, even if it's just one chance, even if it's a half a chance. Of course, it gets complicated with the straight red.
Maybe you just try to throw a second ball on the field and trick everybody. But that red was the turning point that pretty much.
Yeah, it was 1-0 at the time, right?
Yeah.
And still a game, and Long Beach was looking dangerous. But again, as we're inside the final 90 seconds, you look up and down this Long Beach roster, and Ken Gannis, who absolutely their star of this game, he will graduate. Chewy De Los Santos graduates as well, but your other 3 starting defenders, Infante, O'Grady, Reyes, they're all back. Mendoza, who showed flashes of why he's such a special player as a junior, he'll be back. Cameron Morgan, we didn't even talk about him. He's your number 10. He's just a sophomore, right? And then you've got Logan Jennings. We saw him off the bench, and Trey Rhoda as well. So expect this Long Beach team to make some noise again next year, and their season will end here at 11-3-3 in their second trip to the Final Four in the last 3 years. And as for Garden City, they do what Garden City does. They will march on to the county final yet again. They are 16-2 now on the year, and they'll get to sit back and watch Southside and Calhoun go toe-to-toe tomorrow night. So that is the final whistle as Garden City advance, led by that man. Hat trick by Oliver Williams as he leads the way for the top-seeded Trojans, who are back in the county final yet again.
You said it. I mean, if it wasn't for Oliver Williams knocking in 3 today, you might have had a player of the game as Vance Kanganis, but Williams gets the job done for this Garden City Trojan team. They're moving on. The state champions just continue their journey, winning, winning, winning.
Second straight game, too, that Garden City has had a hat trick hero. It was Dylan Fisher in that quarterfinal win who scored 3 goals, and tonight it was all about big number 17, Oliver Williams, on a cold evening here at Farmingdale State College, was as cool as you get. Look at that flicked on header for goal number 1. Was not done yet. Pounces on the rebounds for goal number 2. And then he says, listen, I don't just score in the box or from 6 feet in. I can also finish from a little bit of distance as well. 3 goals. Oliver Williams and Garden City rolls. They win this one 4-0. For our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, for our camera operators dealing with the chilly conditions, Ron Pierre, Peyton Brophy, from my broadcast partner, Rob Anderson. I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Farmingdale State College. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night for semifinal number 2.